You gonna be here? Okay. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I missed you all last week, but unfortunately the video... What is this hair doing? The video I had planned and filmed, the only clip I had left of it was the outro of the video. So I didn't have time to refilm and remake it for you guys, so I'm just gonna make it for this week. So one less video this month, I apologize for that. But the topic that I wanted to sit down and talk about is school. Very interesting because I am in my final semester. I wanted it to be last week because I had just gotten through finals and I wanted to talk about my thoughts. But it turns out I did not pass one of my final classes, so I actually still have one more to take. I'm taking it this summer. It's 4 weeks. So I actually technically haven't even graduated yet. Which is obviously upsetting, having to fail a class and take more, but the circumstances really just weigh on me, I guess is the right word, because I didn't pass because I didn't have accommodations, and that's really the long and short of it. Because the professor that I had for this particular class was very strict, especially on assignment turn-in dates. If you didn't turn it in by the day it was due, you got a bunch of points taken off, and these papers were heavily weighted. So you could do really well in all the other parts, but if you did bad on the paper, you failed, which is what happened to me. If I had accommodations, I would be able to get an extension regardless of his strictness because I was sick and I needed more time to do the paper. But I don't have accommodations, so I was treated like everybody else. And yes, at other universities, you may be able to reach out to your teachers or administrators or whomever to dispute this and fight it and, you know, get some points back so you don't fail the class because you were sick. But at my university, because this has happened to me before, it's not the first time, because I don't have accommodations from my doctors, they can't do anything. So it's either this, so I have to be treated like every other student when I'm not. And it's just heartbreaking to know if I had been given one more day, maybe an extra week even, I don't know, but especially this semester, this final semester, it was so painful to get through, but I did in the end. Honestly, that's how I'd describe my full 4 years of college. It was painful, but I got through it. I really didn't enjoy it, if I'm being honest. I enjoyed things that did not have to do with college these last 4 years, but regarding college, it was painful. And not having accommodations was a really big part of that. Which, speaking of, I am actually looking into getting a new primary care doctor because the one that I have now, she's okay. Like, she sends me to get tests, she listens, she tries, but the way she has her practice set up is not helpful to me, because she doesn't go and look at patient notes or doctor's notes before our exam or my appointment, which, to be clear, I don't know if that's a reasonable thing to ask for or not, but she made it seem like it's something that she should have done, but she just didn't. So maybe it is, maybe it isn't, I'm not sure. But at the very least, if that's not something she could have done, we should have had longer appointments. Most appointments, I'm pretty sure, are about 30 minutes. Honestly, I probably should take an hour, because we would sit for almost the entirety of the 30 minutes and just talk about the last year, and I wouldn't be able to bring up any of my new symptoms or new worries that I have or new things I want to do. Or if I did, it was just, I want to see X doctor, and because I didn't give her a reason, she doesn't send me, because I didn't have time to give her a reason. So I am hopeful that this new doctor, who has some pretty good reviews and seemingly has worked with other chronically ill patients in the past, from what I've seen, hopefully that means it will be a more positive experience on my end. It's also within the hospital system that my gastrologist and my allergist are in, which I've had very positive experience with both of them, so I'm hoping this will also be a positive experience. But hold on. Back to school. Yeah. One of my biggest hopes is that I will actually be able to get some accommodations, even if they are just being able to have like a parking pass to park in an accessible parking spot. That would make a world of difference, especially when I'm in pain and we're out shopping, especially in the winter, because that's the worst. Being able to park there when I need it, and we can just head into the store, we're right there, I don't need to think about it too bad. That is gonna be the best for me. So yeah, if you haven't been here for this little college jaunt of mine, I have been a fully online college student these past 4 years. I was originally going to be an in-person student, but with COVID, everybody had to go online, and I found it to be the most helpful for me, especially without accommodation, so I just stayed online and I stayed home. So that's probably been the closest thing I've had to accommodations, is things that I've been able to poke and figure out myself, like getting classes without lectures so that I could do my work at any time of day, being able to sit in a reclining chair and do my work, or in bed and get it done, instead of having to be in a classroom, not having to be around other people. That has been pretty helpful for me. But I didn't get any accommodations when it came to assignments, so I think that was my biggest downfall, because when I had teachers that were really lenient with the turn-in dates, that understood that I was sick and I would need extra help and that I wasn't getting accommodations. They were more than willing to be like, yep, you can turn it in a day late, that's fine. Just make sure you do your best. I would do very well in their class, like an A, maybe a B if it was a hard class, but that's where I sat. Versus professors that were a lot more strict. You working it. Versus professors that were a lot more strict and a lot more like hard and fast with their rules. That was very loud. It's okay, baby. It's okay. Just a minute, baby. Shh. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So yeah, professors that were a lot more strict with their assignment turn-in dates, I would be like CD, because I had to hand in something, and my philosophy has always been anything is better than a 0. So even if I'm not proud of the work, I could have done better, it isn't to the set thing that I needed to be, like a certain page number or a certain amount of citations or whatever it was, I would at least hand in something, because anything's better than a 0. And that's honestly what got me through college. Another thing, if you're heading into college or in college, something I actually recommend is save all of your major papers, because another thing that saved me so many times, including this last semester, is being able to use my other work to either help fill out papers or, if I'm being honest, just completely resubmit the whole thing. Because why would I rewrite a paper that I wrote 2 semesters ago? And it's not like I got in trouble because it's my writing that I did. I just submitted it twice. And I never got in trouble. I never even got a professor be like, hey, did you write this for another class? Nobody really ever seemed to notice. And sometimes the papers were kind of when it came to whether they actually applied to what it was supposed to be, but I had either so much other work to do, or I was so sick I wouldn't be able to actually write a paper. But here's a paper I wrote when I was feeling well, that's okay, that kind of fits. So let me maybe, fluff it up for whatever, parameters I need to add on to it, and I'll submit that, because anything's better than a 0. And that was also very helpful. But even if I didn't submit the whole paper, sometimes I would have like a paragraph from an essay I did that would work really well in a different paper about a similar topic, but from like maybe like a different angle. Like I had one that I wrote either freshman year about gender bias, and then a few years later I had something about disability, and I wanted a paragraph about how your gender can affect how you get treated for your disability. Well, I wrote about that a little bit in that first paper. Let me take that paragraph, bring it over along with the sources that I used, and that's a whole paragraph I don't have to write. So yeah, so I have one more class to take, it starts next week, so that'll be exciting. Not really, but I just want to get it done so I can get my diploma and not have to think about it anymore. So yes, I really don't know how to end this, but that's been my experience with college and everything that happened there. It's been a rough 4 years, and being perfectly honest, I am happy to be done with it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, it really helps me out. Here are my social media handles if you want to see more up-to-date stuff, and I will see you next week for a brand new video. Bye.